Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna teach you about how to make a parallax effect. You might see a lot of this effect in a channel like Magnatesmedia. And for those who don't know about what parallax is, it is basically like a zoom effect, but the difference is that you can feel the depth of the video like a 3D animation or something. So it's not like a regular zoom, and you have to make this with 3D tools which you can get with a paid software like Adobe. Maybe DaVinci is free, but anyway. So how I made this in Capcut. Before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss out a new tutorial from this channel. And also I put all the assets from this video in the link in the description, and if you want the project file you can check out my Patreon. So without any further ado, let's get jump to the video. So there are 3 steps to make this kind of video. First, you have to make the asset using AI. I'm gonna make it quick for you. So to get this blank room picture, I use this AI with this prompt. For Einstein picture, I use this AI and this prompt. And then this one, I use this AI with this prompt. And the last one, I use this AI and this prompt. And these 2 pictures I download from Google. Now after you collect all the assets, you need to erase all the background, whether you do it manually using Photopea or automatically using a free background removal. And after you finish all of that, now we move to Capcut. If you haven't installed Capcut, you can download it from my link in the description to get the 7 days free trial. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is to drag this background and then downscale it. Here basically we have 2 backgrounds, so I'm gonna add the background for the next scene and then downscale it and then position it here. So we just made 2 scenes, and then after that just select both of this layer, right click and create compound clip, and then upscale it. So I'm gonna work for the first scene, so we just need this background, so upscale it until the frame is filled with this background. Let's upscale it a little bit, and now let's add all the asset here. Let's start from this gentleman PNG and then downscale it and position it like here, and then Albert Einstein here, and then the audience, let's position it here. So basically just like this. Let's maybe drag down this background a little bit here. Now I'm going to animate all of this asset one by one. Let's start from the front, which is the audience layer. I'm gonna make the duration a little bit longer first. Since this one is compound clip, so you just have to double click it first and then make it longer here. Go back to the main timeline and then make it longer, and then add keyframe on transform, and then move the playhead forward, I think maybe to 5 seconds, and then upscale and position it for the end frame, which is I'm gonna make it big, and then just drag it down here out of the frame, so it's gonna look like this. And then Einstein here, add keyframe on transform, move the playhead to the same duration like the last keyframe on this layer, and then just upscale it maybe like this. Maybe you want to drag it up a little bit, it's gonna look like this. And then the gentleman in the background, add a keyframe on transform, move the playhead to this position, then upscale them. So here, I think this is good. And the last one is the background. Add the keyframe and transform, move to the same position, and then upscale it. So it's gonna look like this. Maybe the handstand position, it should be down a little bit. And now I'm gonna add a blur effect for this audience, so it just like camera focus. So go to effect and then drag this blur effect and put it in the audience layer, and then adjust the blurriness to 5. I think it's good, so it's gonna look like this. And also maybe I'm gonna put the blur effect also to this gentleman. Let's set the blurriness to maybe 4. Now I'm gonna add an effect called hazy. So this effect is gonna add a blurriness, but it's only give the blurriness to the edges. You can see here, so it's like a focal blur. So I'm just gonna adjust the blurriness of the hazy maybe to 29. And I think the background need to be blur as well, so I'm just gonna add a blur again and then drag the effect into this layer, and then let's adjust it to 2 or 3 maybe. Let's see, as you can see it's look like 3D. Yeah, I think this is good. And now I'm gonna adjust the color using adjustment layer here. So I'm gonna make this video from colorful to black and white gradually. So let's add the keyframe on edges here, and then move forward to where I'm gonna make it black and white. Let's go to the same position here, and then adjust the saturation to the lowest. It's gonna look like this. And now I'm gonna make the transition to the next scene, which is using the second background. So the first thing you have to do here is go to the existing layer on the frame. For example, I'm gonna select the gentleman here, and then let's move forward a little bit here, and then transform, and then move again, and then drag this gentleman down out of the frame. So it's gonna look like this. And then I'm gonna do the same with Einstein. Let's select Einstein layer and then move to the same position as this keyframe, select it again, and then add the keyframe on the transform, and then move forward again to the end, and let's drag Einstein down as well out of the frame. If the duration a little bit fast when they are out, I'm just gonna make it a little bit longer. So let's move the last keyframe here, and then drag this to here. I think this is good. Now we gonna keyframe the background. Let's move forward to the same position as the keyframe. Select the background layer again, and then add keyframe on transform. Move forward to the end position, and then animate the background to the second scene, which is this background. So it's gonna look like this. Now I'm gonna add the second Einstein picture that I'm gonna use for this scene with this background. Let's drag this to the timeline. I'm gonna position it here when the object from the first scene still transitioning. I'm gonna put Einstein layer behind all of these layers, so he start appearing from this duration. So I'm gonna position Einstein right here on the second scene. Move the playhead to the first frame, add the keyframe on the transform, and then move forward to here. I think the background duration need to be expand more. double click, and then let's expand it more. So now select instant layer. We have add keyframe on this first frame, so let's just move forward to here where the transition stop, and add the keyframe again on transform. Now go back to the first keyframe and drag this instant picture down out of the frame, so it's gonna look like this. I'm gonna expand this effect as well, so it's gonna look like this. And now I'm gonna add the text here, so just go to the text tool and then drag the text layer to the timeline, and then I'm gonna position it beneath the Albert Einstein layer. So I'm gonna make the text starting to appear from right here, and then I'm gonna type here, let's say relativity, and then I'm gonna change the font to something black. I think this one is good. It's called Swiss 721 black. And then let's add an animation in. I'm gonna use animation called grow. I'm gonna add a glow effect here, this one. If you're using the pro version, you can use this one. I think this one is good, but if you don't have, this is enough. And then I'm gonna animate the light. Let's add keyframe in here in both of these options, and then move forward. I'm gonna move the playhead to where the frame stop zooming, and then adjust the light, and then adjust the glow. I think this is enough, so it's gonna look like this. And then for the text, I'm gonna add the keyframe on the scale, and then move forward to the second keyframe and upscale it a little bit, so it's gonna look like this. I think I need to add the keyframe on the position as well, and then let's drag this up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is good. And now for the out animation, let's cut it here where the scene is transitioning. And then I'm gonna add an animation called expand for the out animation, so it's gonna look like this. I think it's too fast. Let's expand it a little bit. Yeah, I think this one is good. I think I'm gonna adjust the duration of the in animation to 1 second. And then for the second scene, I'm gonna add the text as well. Let's type maybe the E equal to m6 square. Think we need 2 layers. Let's expand it here. Then for the font, I'm gonna use I think this font is good. This font name is Typer. So now I'm gonna add an animation. I think I'm gonna add a typewriter animation, and then I'm gonna add a black background here. You can find the black background from the stock material in Capcut. I'm gonna move this to beneath Albert Einstein layer, and then go to animation and add a fade in animation, so it's gonna look like this. So it's gonna make the text more visible. Let's just select this offset layer, and then press W to trim it. And then after that you just press Ctrl A on your keyboard to select all of this layer, right click and then create compound clip. And after that go to video and then check the motion blur and set it to 50%. And here's the final result.
Albert Einstein was a German-born theoretical physicist first with his theory of relativity. His most famous equation, E equals mc squared, expresses the relation.
And that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.